Hey teachers, this video is about common practices in Schoology. What are some of the things that we can do as teachers in a similar fashion as the teacher next door that benefits our students and our parents and each other? You know, if we're more efficient, if we're more clear, we communicate more clearly, and similarly to our colleagues, it's going to help us in the long run. So like I say in here, simplify and unify our virtual classrooms. Let's talk about, for starters, communication. And let's talk a little bit about the classroom calendar. Classroom calendar can be found right here. I'm not so interested in the teacher calendar as I am in showing you the student calendar. I'm going to bounce over to my student account. And here you can see this is my training student. And if I click on this calendar icon, there's also an icon within each course. It kind of looks like this over here within each course. I'm in the activity feed. I'm not in a course right now, but they can click here. And what this does is pull up all the course calendars. Give it a second here, it's going. Okay, and here we are. I'm going to bounce back to August. I think that was a little busier. The training student account is used by a number of teachers to try things out. But you can see here, I glanced at August, and it really does show the kind of thing I want you to understand. When we all use the Schoology calendar, that means when we create assignments with dates and events with dates, those things go on the student calendar, and the student can then color code each of those courses. And I have a support video for students to know how to do that. They go up here to all calendars. Now this training student has hundreds of courses. You know, they're only going to have several. But nonetheless, they can go in and change the color. So when they look at their calendar, they get this kind of effect. They can also click into the calendar, into each assignment. If I click here, it'll actually open up the assignment so they can see what's due. All right, so the calendar view, we don't use it much as individual teachers, but the students do, and certainly the parents do. So this is what drives the need for us to use assignments and to put dates. What I'm talking about is when we add an assignment and we add a due date, it goes over here. Bear with me while this loads. There we go. When it opens up, you can see here there's a due date. And it's important that we use those due dates because that is what drives items on the calendar. All right, so that's easy enough, putting assignments there. They appear over in the upcoming assignment spot here. By the way, I'm in my course now as the teacher. This is the course calendar right here, and the students have this as well. They can look at a course calendar, and this is, if I click here, it's just for this course. What else can they do? I want to show you some other lenses into using that calendar. If I go back, if I just click up here on the Shellmont spot as the teacher, sometimes we don't want to just talk about assignments. We want to place things on the calendar that aren't assignments, but they're important. If I click on my recent activity right here, and it kind of takes me back to that feed, right up here, you'll see this set of choices. And it's often overlooked. A lot of times we do updates from within a course. I'm not in a course. I'm out on kind of the main activity area. But I want you to know about this one right here. This is an event. And to schedule an event, this would be perfect to schedule your virtual conferencing sessions, to post your office hours. And what this does is put this on the calendar so the kids can see it, but it's not an assignment. There's nothing going in the grade book. I think when we first started Schoology here at Shellmont, we were so caught up with assignments, we didn't really talk much about the events. Now that we've got other pieces of courses like office hours, like the end of the grading period. So I can put right here, end of quarter 2, the date, and that's going to park that right on the calendar. And I can put a little description. So I think we could improve our use of the calendar here, and it's only going to benefit everyone across the board. Okay, so that's one thing, is using the calendar, and of course, using course updates. I'm going to go back to my demo course here. Bear with me. And in my demo course, let me just review quickly the updates feature. Different teachers use this for different reasons, but the updates allows me to update that class right in here. I can just type something, and that goes to all of my students. I can then copy that over to other courses if I need to. Okay, I can also attach links, files, things from Google. I can do a little video to greet the students. All right, so that is an update, and that's important that you understand that. Let me bounce back to, I want to get back to updates where it didn't have that box there just to show you something else. Okay, so for updates, the other thing I want you to see is how to do an announcement. So if I say, test on Friday, I can also do something called an announcement where I can click here, I can click this bell, and when I post it, the announcement goes right up here and it stays up here. All right. And if I go to materials, watch what happens. It also stays up there for materials. Going a little slow tonight, folks. Sorry. There it is. Test on Friday. Okay. I also have a video, a support video. I'm not going to go through it now for showing you how to do this. I showed a teacher this today and they were very satisfied. I can hook up a Google slideshow and all I have to do is change the Google slide and it automatically reflects here. So I could use a Google slide to do the daily assignments, weekly assignments, or what have you. I could put my syllabus up here. This is a common practice itself, having a slide at the top of your Schoology course that gives some sort of information. Easy to hook up. I've got a training video on it, but that's a common practice that we can use. All right. It might be a simple welcome message that you have up here for the classroom. All right. So there we've covered a few things. We've covered the importance of the calendar. We've covered the importance of updates. We've covered the announcements and a way to put important information like maybe a syllabus or a little bit about the class, or you could use it as a homework board right here. And it's a live link to a Schoology slideshow. The other thing I'd like to point out that's I think something we can think about carefully is having some basics in the course. One of them is having a course information folder. If you wanted to have like a syllabus, a place to go with grading policies and things like that. You can have that at the top of your course, especially for the first couple weeks, so students and parents can get familiar with it. The way you set up your folders is important. The one I'm recommending for most this year is this one right here, week of. And you can see inside this, I can then either delineate the days of the week like this, all right? Or I could simply have a folder for assignments, discussion questions, the video instruction, and online resources. That could be another method of setting that up. So that's important too, to be on the same page as that. All right, this wasn't a long video, but those are some of the things that I think are helpful for having common practices across Schoology. And if we all use the calendar, if we all use the updates, if we all have a syllabus, check the other video I did on syllabi, I think it's helpful, and it helps our students, and it helps our parents, and it helps us. If you have any questions, email me. Thanks for listening.